Hello, hello. Is this a Bitcoin relief rally before devastating lows? That's what we're going to talk about today. So we see the Bitcoin chart here. As you all know, we went down to 17,000, then we went down to 15,650, somewhere around there. And that was tough. That was definitely tough. But is that the low for this year? It's debatable. Now we're seeing this relief rally. Now let's take a look at. Whoopsies, not that. Let's take a look at the Wall Street cheat sheet. Okay, so this looks like the Bitcoin chart here. And we went down, and so when we're going down, we experienced anxiety, denial. My investments are with great companies that will come back. Panic, shit, everyone is selling, I need to get out. Capitulation, I'm getting 100% out of the markets. Some people did that, I'm sure. And then anger at this level. Why did the government allow this to happen? But then look, like there's this relief rally right here. Could that be where we are? Could we be sitting around right here? Maybe a little bit lower. Could we be sitting around over here? Or did we already experience this depression here and basically lose all hope? And are we coming up towards this disbelief rally? That's debatable. But the question is today is, are we in this area right here? It's pretty interesting. What would happen in this case? Now I also want to analyze the Fed funds here. You may be aware that we've already seen the Fed rate hike to 500 basis points. We saw that a couple days ago. But take a look at these probabilities here. Now this is the CME group statistics here, probabilities. So coming up in May 3rd, there's now a 73% chance that the Fed is going to pause. That would mean they're not going to continue hiking rates. So we could potentially already be at a pause if this is how things turn out. There's only a 26% chance that they're going to hike rates as of now. And then in June, another pause. And then they're only predicting that we're going to cut rates in July. Now, if you look at some of my previous videos about the Fed cutting rates, historically when they cut rates, I could show you again here. Let's see if I have it saved still. Yeah, I do have it saved. So let me pull up the Fed funds. I think it's this one. All right, so as you can see, the last time they cut rates was when we saw the 2020 collapse. And then we go back here, and when they cut rates in this area here, see, this is the Fed fund rates when they're cutting. When they're cutting, we saw a little bit of a pump, but then after that, things got really bad, okay? So this is the 2008 crash. They were cutting in the crash, okay? That was not pretty. And risk on assets do not do well in those scenarios. And they're cutting rates here, and we saw the massive dot-com collapse, okay? So cutting rates historically is very negative for markets. It does not pump the markets. All right, so when they start cutting, potentially it looks like in July, that could be very, very bad for markets. Now, historically, when they're pausing, markets can do quite well. We saw a pause around here, markets pumped, we see a pause around here, and markets did very well right before the 2008 collapse. And then we saw a pause here, markets pumped hard. Okay, so this could be very positive in the short term for Bitcoin. But in the longer term, when the Fed starts cutting, this could be very negative for the markets. And perhaps could we see a new low for Bitcoin? I'm leaning in that direction, I'll be honest. Now we also have the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index. All right, and this goes back to March of last year. So this is the last year. So we haven't seen these highs of greed since March of last year. All right, so we're now seeing this kind of relief here. But this is going to be very interesting. You know, I think some people are getting very optimistic. But should we be so optimistic? Let's take a look at this again. If we're right here and the Fed is potentially pausing rates, we could see, you know, some more pumps here. But when the Fed starts cutting rates, is that going to be when we go into this depression, when people lose all hope? And I know what it's like when we lose all hope, because I was in the market in 2018, 2019, where back then I did basically lose hope in Bitcoin. I felt that. I felt what it felt like. It was not fun. It was basically completely giving up on Bitcoin, losing all hope. I have not experienced that kind of feeling yet. That's why I think the previous low was back here. So tell me in the comments what you think. Were you there back in 2018? Do you remember what that felt like? It was not fun. I still don't think we have experienced that in this market cycle. So, could we be heading down into this depression area? Let me know in the comments below. What do you think? This will be very, very interesting. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to see more videos like this, let me know. And definitely subscribe to the channel. I'm coming out with more videos like this. Now take a look at this before we head out. The last Bitcoin bull market happened in 2017. That was when the Fed was hiking rates. Then when they paused was when the markets hit their low, and then we saw a pump. But then when they started cutting, we saw a massive fall off again. And now that's all the history we have for Bitcoin in terms of with the Fed rate hiking. All right, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Definitely subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you on the next one.